start with an opening statement for us?
Yeah, just excited, to be here today. And thank you to the Big Ten for, over the last couple of years, making the format for Media Day. I think really a great expression of how good women's basketball is, where our sport is, and for giving us this platform. I think I just want to thank the Big Ten for that, and we're just ready to get going. This is going to be my last year in coaching in college basketball, so pulling out all the stops. I'm really excited to coach this team I have, and to continue the tradition of some of the great teams we've had in Northwestern. So yeah, all good.
Let's open it up for questions.
Coach, can you take me through the decision? Like, how did you decide that this year would be your last?
That's a good question. I'm not even sure. There was a lot of things that had transpired, mostly family things that you're looking back and you've been doing this now 44 years, and is there other things you want to do too, and some family decisions that played into it also. But I love Northwestern. We love coaching in the Big Ten. But I think it was time. And some days you wake up and you're like, there's other things you want to do. So that's part of it. That's not a great answer, but really, I'm just grinding right now. I'm just trying to get my team ready, So I'll probably give me a call in May or April. I'll have a better answer.
Calvin.
You mentioned, Coach, the goals of the team for this season and pulling out all the stops. Kind of what are those goals for this roster in 2025-26?
Yeah, thank you. We were just talking about it. Last year, I really liked how we played at times. We were in almost every Big Ten game until the fourth quarter or halfway through or until the last minute. And we got to figure out how to win the fourth quarter. So that's been a lot of focal point of this team. We had a 1-point lead against Indiana with a minute. We were up 5 at Michigan. I could go right down the league. All these games that would have put us in a great position. So I think we bring that up a lot instead of sweeping it under the carpet. I think we've made that important to us that we're good enough to play against everybody. Now we got to beat. Let's finish the game. So I think that's been the focal point because we have a lot of players back that if you coach at Northwestern even in this NIL era, nobody leaves. So we got everybody back almost from last year, and that's a good thing because they all paid their dues.
In terms of making the retirement announcement before your final season, why did you decide to do it that way, and what's it going to be like for you to kind of go through? This is my last time coaching with this class.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any great time. I think this. When we talked in April, it gave my players an opportunity, and that's why I wanted to be fair to them because they're all my kids. I recruited everybody there. And just if they decided, they wanted to go elsewhere with the transfer portal, it gave them an opportunity, knowing I was only going to be here one more year, and really proud that they all decided to come back. Yeah. I think you're just trying to. A lot of coaches call me. I'm a coach, that's all I've been doing for 40-some years. So I talk to coaches every day, high school coaches, friends, all different, coaches that have already retired, and it's just the world I live in. So they, the emotions when I talk to them, I try to ask them, what it was like for them. My best friend is Gary Blair, who coached Texas A&M. And he kind of went through the same thing there a year and a half ago. And, he's kind of mentored me a little bit. And Van Chancellor, who's a legendary WNBA coach with the Houston Comets, he calls me all the time, giving me a hard time about keep coaching. And so, a lot of different emotions. And so I try to try to balance that with my team right now. With we just had 7 recruits in this weekend, and 15 of our ex-players for homecoming. So you just I think those things trying to save for the end of the season.
Yeah.
Coach, with those difficult feelings, obviously you've been coaching for 39 years. Has it been easy or difficult to kind of compartmentalize that and focus on the basketball?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I appreciate the question. I think, when you get to practice, it's like a wake-up call every day. These guys wake you up. They're like, let's go. My coaching staff, we meet before practice to go through that day. And, all right, what are we doing here? What drill are we doing? We're going to scrimmage. So, you start dealing with the present, and I think that's really important. And my coaches, keep me on my toes. And then when you get into the gym with your team, you're just going. So you don't really think about it. So I think that's probably that's helped me a little bit. I can be cranky and I can be moody in practice on purpose. And then I'm trying to be positive and upbeat because I think this team needs it.
How many rocking chairs do you think you're going to get on your farewell?
How many you got?
Not as many as you're going to get.
Because you're the legend in the room. So thanks for everything you do for our sport.
As you go through this year, anticipate how this is going to be emotionally just for you. You're in the process of trying to get ready every week, but you're going to have these mini celebrations probably at every step.
Yeah, Mike, you and I both been through, I'm an old school basketball junkie, so I love the Big Ten from the standpoint. You walk into Mackey Arena, you walk into, to play at all these great venues where I've been fortunate enough to coach against them for years. And, you just get excited about that. I walk in Assembly Hall and I feel like, you see all those banners and you're like, yeah, it's just fun to coach here. To win a game at those places becomes even more special because that's why those banners are up, right?
Coach,